Hello again, everybody. It's Movie Guy 808 back with you again. Here to do another update. Join me once more is my beautiful sidekick Lucy. Say hello, Lucy. Say hello, Lucy. Okay. I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm just gonna start with some standard stuff and kind of work my way back to a few rare pickups that I've made recently. But not sure if I showed this before, but I've had this one for a long time. It's Maniac Cop, released by Synapse Films, of course with Bruce Campbell, Tom Atkins, Robert Zarr, and directed by William Lustig. Classic. Had this one for a long time. Great movie, Maniac Cop. But I'm only showing that to show you that I recently picked up Maniac Cop 2, and of course Maniac Cop 3. So I watched Maniac Cop 2. It was alright. It wasn't as good as the first one, obviously, but it was okay. I have not yet watched Maniac Cop 3, but I'll probably make that happen soon. But yeah, now I have all three of the Maniac Cop movies. I'm a fan of that, so good stuff. Recently also picked up Hardware, released by Severin. This is a pretty low-budget, late 80s, early 90s sci-fi film. Was it Richard Stanley? Yep, Richard Stanley directed this. It was interesting. He also went on to do Dust Devil and a few other things. This was good. I mean, considering the budget and when it came out, it was very interesting. I really liked some of the outside landscape shots with the red sky, and it's very creative. I liked it. Kind of a low-budget Terminator type movie. Pretty good. Okay, I'm going to go into two Blu-rays that I have. I've not yet seen this, but have heard a lot of big things. Have high expectations for this one. Cloud Atlas. I'm waiting for a time when I can just sit down and watch the whole thing start to finish, uninterrupted, and do it that way, because I want to just do it right. Like I said, so many things said about this movie. Obviously, the late great Roger Ebert, with his opinion there. But really hyped about this one. I hope it lives up to the hype. Heard a lot of good things. Looking forward to watching that soon. And the other Blu-ray I have is actually a Region B Blu-ray. Got this one from the UK because I recently got my all-region Blu-ray player, so now I can play these. I got The Beyond by Lucio Fulci on Blu-ray. This is, of course, from Arrow Films. There's obviously a lot of UK releases of these old horror films. Have a few other DVDs by them, but this is my first Blu-ray from Arrow. Obviously love the film. Already have it on Blu-ray. I'm a huge Fulci fan. Love all his stuff. But glad to have this on Blu-ray. This is a classic. This and Zombie are probably my two favorite Fulci films. And not only the extras, but obviously the picture quality and everything vastly improved in this version. Really happy to have this and be able to play it on the all-region Blu-ray player. So there's Fulci's The Beyond. I actually have one more Blu-ray. I forgot about this one. Also got this one recently. It's The Yellow Sea, a Korean film, obviously from the director of The Chaser, as it says above. If you haven't seen The Chaser, that's a fantastic movie. Went into this one with very high expectations and was not disappointed. This movie was incredible. It's basically about a man who lives on the border, kind of between Korea and China, and his wife left for China to try to find a better job, and she never really came back. So the only way he can get there to look for her is by kind of joining up with the mob, and they'll pay for him to go to China to do this job for them, a murder, and then he's planning on looking for his wife while he's there. So it has kind of several different aspects to it. I mean, he plots out this murder very meticulously, and I don't want to give anything away, but it definitely does not go to plan. And he also makes several revelations about what happened to his wife during the trip as well. Great from start to finish, kind of a thriller, mystery type of movie. Very well done, good acting, good camera work, looks great on Blu-ray. It's very hard to find in the States. Not sure this has really gotten a proper Region 1 release yet. And if it has, it was almost definitely cut. So to find it in the uncut version like this is kind of tough. But if you can, definitely recommend the Yellow Sea. And I know I showed anyone who's watched my previous movies knows I'm a big David Cronenberg fan. The Scanners, Videodrome, all of his classics. I own probably about a dozen of his movies, but finally I'm now able to get the complete Scanners collection. Of course, also a UK release. You can tell by the little rating dot there, 18. But this is all three of these Scanners films on DVD. Have only ever seen the first one. The second and third one never really got a proper American release. So I heard they weren't all that good, but I'm a big enough fan where I'll watch them anyway. Obviously, Cronenberg only did the first one. He had nothing to do with the other two. But the first one's amazing. I'm a huge fan. So looking forward to watching the other two of the Scanners movies, released by Anchor Bay there. Pretty neat. Looking forward to checking those out. Okay, and the last ones I have are actually a few hard boxes. Got these imported. I'm kind of gonna try to start collecting some hard boxes now. They're a little expensive, so I don't know how I'll be able to get them that regularly. These I was actually able to get pretty cheap, and they're from a German company called X-Rated Cult. And first one is Monster Busters, the classic American '80s film, kind of akin to Goonies meets The Monsters or something like that. Fun, cheesy film from the '80s. A lot of fun. Werewolves, vampires, all that kind of stuff. A lot of fun. And a cool little hard box, as you can see. They're all numbered. This is number 13 that they put out. Region 2. This is another one you would need the all-region player to play. But pretty cool. Monster Busters. Next one, the classic Bob Clark film. The European title is obviously different. The European title, I believe, is Cemetery of the Dead. American title would be Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. The classic low-budget Bob Clark zombie film. This is number 2 that they released, one of the very early ones. And these ones, you can tell that they say €9.99 on it. So these are the really cheap ones. Some of the rare ones they put out go for a lot of money. But these you can get for relatively cheap. So that's Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things by Bob Clark. And lastly, the one rare one I got, which I'm a big animal lover, as you can tell. So a little conflicted, but when I saw it and how limited it was, I had to get it. And that was Slaughter. I believe the German title is Der Killerhunde. Yeah. And another old 70s, 80s American horror film. Getting the hard box treatment. This is number 186. This was much later on. The cool thing about this, however, is that they only made 66 of these. There's only 66 of these that they put out, copies. So it's very rare, very limited. And if I can do this with one hand, yep, there we go. You can see number 62. So again, very limited, very hard to find these, very rare. I managed to get it for a pretty decent price. Some of these can go as high as 40, 50, 60 bucks each. They get really expensive. So I got this at a pretty good price. It's pretty neat. I haven't watched it yet. I'm not even sure if I will. But it's more for a collecting aspect than it is for the actual film. But yeah, hopefully I'll be picking up a few more of those hard boxes in the future, if I can find them on the cheap. And that's about it. Let's sign off with Lucy. Goodbye, Lucy. Oh, what a baby. Oh, what a baby. Oh, yes. Alright, well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a nice day. I'll catch you later.